Thank you, Mayor. I do appreciate those of y'all who came to speak and at least got my name right. I do have to say, please don't misquote me. I did not say we are funding abortions. I did not say this fund would provide abortions. We would not have enough money to fund abortions. So trying to pin us down and get us to say things that we didn't is unnecessary, and you'll have to win your lawsuit some other way. Also, Councilman White, you did misspeak as well. I, on a number of occasions, used the word abortion and explicitly asked for the fund to include travel for abortion. So to sit here and act like any of us were disingenuous about this fund is wrong and false. Vote no, do your little dance, but don't make us do it with you. And now I'll move on to the issue itself. I want to start off by saying, the intention of this fund is in its name, to provide for reproductive justice. Reproductive justice is an important right to note as we navigate a climate that continues to strip the right to bodily autonomy and the right to making informed decisions about reproductive health. And in creating this fund, we cited abortion bans. We cited the Supreme Court decision that allowed for these bans. We cited the health risks of folk who will be expected to carry non-viable pregnancies to term. We cited the maternal death rate, and specifically the Black maternal mortality rates. So it's dangerous to be pregnant right now in Texas, and people are needing to travel across state lines to access critical and life-saving procedures, including abortion. And I supported this fund because I wanted to provide resources that will make that difficult and costly journey a little bit easier. I understand why, small nonprofits that are facing harassment, lawsuits, and death threats may not have included travel as a service in their proposals, but there is value in supporting their other programs and services so that it can reduce financial strain and allow them to use other funding to provide for travel. I understand the mayor when he says he wants the women to lead this charge, and I agree, but I also don't expect the women on council to agree and share the same perspective, as they are each distinct women with differing views on procurement, reproductive health, city responsibility, and whatnot. I don't expect them to agree on an approach even, but I also don't expect them to put themselves in harm's way when we have crazy people harassing women who are advocating for reproductive justice. I will say the women on my staff and the women in my district and women in organizations that I respect asked me to fight for this fund. The trans and non-binary people who have been excluded from this conversation, who can also carry a pregnancy, have asked me to fight for this fund. This is a women's issue. It is often an LGBTQ+ issue, and it is a Black issue as we talk about Black maternal mortality rates again. So I'm committed to fighting on this issue in the ways that I've been asked to. I will say congratulations to each of these organizations. There are a few in my district, which is especially exciting. Each of these organizations is a huge community asset, and I have no doubt that they'll do amazing things with this funding. Still, it cannot go unstated how much of a gap exists in this program. I want to express my support for the idea of creating a separate fund for travel access, and I urge my colleagues who supported that and support this work to help locate the funds and enact the RFP and award process with the necessary urgency that meets the moment.